and click forward a little bit. All right, let me make sure you're popping in on YouTube. Refresh. Turn. And camera mute. Ta-da! All right, let me get this open. And a little bit of adjustments. No, yes. Looks good. Just give a moment to see if anybody pops on. Let me get one. No, I'll use this. This will be all right. I think we're going to do some watercolor blending for the background. I think. I kind of remember what I bought from this company. Ooh, who could it be? Hello, Sandy. Thanks for popping in again. And Maureen. Hello, ladies. I'm super excited. So after I applied for the design team for Fairy Stamper and was denied, but I knew that was going to happen. I mean, I didn't even own any of their stamps. But I went and placed an order. I had saved up some money, and I went in and I literally looked at everything on their website, all the designers. They have so many beautiful things out there that I put a ton of stuff in my wish list, and then went through my wish list and said, I really want. Hello, Cam in Alaska. Yeah, sometimes YouTube is slow on the notifications. I know I've been waiting to watch Ryan live or even Nancy on Stamp Wars, and I'm like, it's time now. Why is it not dinging me? And I'll turn on the live, do everything, and then it dings me. And I'm like, yeah, you're like 5 minutes late there, YouTube. But this is my shopping from the Fairy Stamper. And I'm so excited because, you know, we've been seeing Nancy. Remember Nancy made this one? Look what I got. I got my own little dude. Isn't he cute? Little Raphael. Now, the Fairy Hugs brand is their in-house brand, I'm assuming. Look at this little owl. Isn't he just majestic? This is Oliver. So we have little Oliver, and I don't have any moon stamps, so I was like, let's try these little guys out. It's the full moon, and you get 2 little sizes. Okay. Then I got Raphael, the little turtle. I got me this guy here. This is off. The thing's on backwards. I thought it was Oscar, but it's Oscal. I'm going to turn him around because let's see. No, it's Oscar. I was reading it upside down and backwards. It is Oscar. Oscar, isn't he? These guys are going to be so much fun. And then I got the Condo Dwellers. They're just a little 5-pack. These will be good all over the place. They don't even, yeah, just so oh my goodness, it's huge. Look at that bee. Oh, I don't look at the sizes. I was like, oh, that's going to be pretty. It comes with a crown and this and be awesome. And then this is, I thought was really cool. The wings stamped separate. You could literally stamp the wings on tissue paper and then add tissue wings. How fun is that going to be? And then this one is Pink Ink Designs. And does this one Beautiful Wings series. But yeah, that might just be what it's called right there. The Beautiful Wings series. They had a lot of beautiful designs. This one made just as many wish list items as Fairy Stamper, I think. And then I got a little... I could have sworn I ordered more flowers. Did I not? Oscar, Raphael. Nope, that is all the flowers I bought. Okay. Fine. And they're not too expensive. So let's see. This little bitty flower one. This is a 8 by 7 centimeters. I don't know. What is that? That's about 2 inches. Maybe 1.5. 2 by 1.5-ish. That one is $2.70. The big beautiful guy. This was only $15. But look at that. He's just gorgeous. And then you've got your little ones, a little house. So that was $15.30. $2.70. Condo Dwellers, $4.20. And they've got a lot of detail in there. Their wings are open, so you can put some little sparkles and stuff in there. Hello, Jen. Thanks for stopping in. The full moon, that was $7.60 for 2 nice looking moons. Oliver was $5.70. Oops. Oliver the owl is $5.70. So was Raphael for $5.70. And then Oscar was $9.50. But do you blame him? Look at those little suckers. He's going to be fun to stamp. So let's just go ahead and stamp them super quick and just see how beautiful they really are. Okay, I'm going to stamp them on some Bristol Smooth. That way if they stamp out really good, I can use them in another project. So I'm going to pop these open really quick. Get these guys open. And then the flower one was Nellie's Choice. That was a different company in their shop. And you can shop by companies, which I thought was kind of neat. Again, this one had a lot of beautiful designs. Okay, did I get everybody? How is everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing good. Ugh. These guys are going to be fabulous. This little branchy piece you can use in the water. You can use, because if you do it in shades of green, this would look like some of the underwater foliage. And you can use them like little trees, which would be great for my little bee there. Get this, save all my packaging, so when I go to put them all away, I can look them up. Get their names right. Throw the tops away though. Squish into the garbage. Into the garbage. All right. So, shall we see? we're just going to pop them on a block. Ugh. And when I go to store my stuff and put it away, I've saved these because, you know, it's like an added little thing. If you do like a multimedia piece, you can glue these down and then you have this neat little silhouette already done. You can splash some alcohol ink on these and get it moving around. It'd be kind of cool. I'm going to just use my Memento because it is a water-based black. So I can just clean this off pretty easy. And I forgot to condition my stamp. What does conditioning the stamp do? Brand new stamps, they have a residue because they've been in manufacturing. And you can see that it's kind of splotchy. Sometimes you lose that if you can stamp it down. Okay, but see how it's not a very solid. It's not terrible, but it's not very solid either. And to condition them, you can just do this. You can just wipe them with a little rag, okay? You can do a little Versamark and then your color, which I will do that next. And then this one is still a little blotchy, but it's not as bubbly. Okay. Just not having... Yeah. Pull out that Versamark and condition it. We're going to not waste it. We're going to use it because it's still, even though it's not printing perfectly, we're still going to use that. Oh, good job, Jen. She's putting away some new scrapbook supplies. And Maureen's taking a break from making Easter shaker cards. Ooh, thank you. Okay. So, similar, still blotchy. So let me grab that Versamark. We're just going to get my yucky one in case I don't clean the stamps good in between. Okay, so you get your Versamark on. Okay, get some extra sticky. Okay. That is still not looking fabulous. Get that on there. And that's when a stamping platform comes in handy. But much better. See how much more solid that was versus those that are speckly. The nice thing about those speckly ones, though, is you can color over them and they'll accept some of the color. So look how easy that was. I just... If you keep going and just add the butt end together on a piece of your twiggy, you can just keep building on that. That's going to be super fun. And there you are. Not getting rid of you quite yet. Still have to put my stuff away. So we're just going to put that there. That'll go there. We'll see what Raphael looks like. Ugh. Nice and sticky. Versamark on your stamp. Tap some Versamark. And the Versamark's not going to ruin your ink owl. So don't worry about that. Stamp is super sticky. Look at that. Getting myself all inky. Get that little extra inky. So I'm going to place him over here. Now this guy is a shadow stamp, which means you can add your color right to the stamp. Look at that. Doesn't he look spectacular? So instead of stamping in black, you stamp in green and then fill in the rest. So this one's kind of like a mixed shadow / detail. Okay, whereas these are a detail stamp. Okay, and then this one's kind of a hybrid because you have very little detailing to go in with. Ugh, but he's so stinking cute. Okay. Put that back on there. Okay, and then this guy is Oliver. Oliver the majestic owl. The owl who's kind of angry looking because he's seen some stuff. He's like, I'm watching. Alright, so we got him inked up. And once you've done your primer, you don't need to do that again. Unless you have a troublesome stamp. I've got a couple of stamps that don't particularly like to be stamped. And so those ones, I always just put some Versamark on. So we're going to stamp him a little bit further down. Just so we can cut them out and use them. But I just want you guys to look at how fabulous he is. And he, again, is a shadow. So if you build in a lot of colors and then stamp him, he's going to look fabulous. Okay, there's Oliver, just like so. See what these little moons look like? See if they'll both fit on here. Oops, almost. We've got our moons. Do. And we'll get those. I'm going to cover that little speck right there. Hi, Jean. Cocoa Vanilla Sun-Kissed Release and a Simple Story Simple Vintage Ancestry Collection. They are beautiful. I've not heard of those. What company is that with? Ooh, look at those. Look at those moons. Aren't they going to be pretty? I like that. And I like this nice thick line because you could easily find a circle die that will fit that and line it right up on that line and cut that. I like that. Definitely put some circle dies to use. And it's unique and different because this one has a lot of dots in it. You know, all these companies have different ones. They're going to give you a different feel. Okay. Put these back on here. Just a couple more. See how they do. These little dinky fairies. They're going to be cute. You can sprinkle them on the inside of the card with your sentiments. It's just going to be fun. If you do scrapbooking and you have like if you go to Halloween, you can use them. If somebody's dressed up as a fairy, you could use them on, if you go places, trying to think, like Disneyland, you know, all those fun things. Any place that's magical, you could toss in a fairy. Oh, look at those little girls. Aren't they cute? And it looks like these two and these two are the same, just reversed. This one's got a little extra bit. But yeah, those two look about the same, except for that one. That's coming in a little extra bit. Yep, it even shows up on there. So, and then that one's different. So you can have, use them to go around your sentiment. So that's super cute. Sorry, I want to put these away so I don't lose them. There we go. Okay. Now the big guy. Look at him. He's not going to fit on this little stinky block, though. He will fit on my new Simon Hurley block. Well, for the most part. He'll dangle off a little bit. Dangle off a little bit. They are the company names. Cocoa, Vanilla, and Simple Story. I will have to check them out. I haven't actually looked at anything scrapbooky in a long time. And I have heaps and heaps and heaps of stuff that I should really start scrapbooking. Whew. You don't even want to see the heaping messes I have of stuff. Now, I'll stamp him twice because he's going to need it. Can I fit him down here so I can stamp him twice? Yep. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to stamp him one more time. And again, if you have your stamping platform, this wouldn't be a problem. You would just stamp it again. Okay. Much better, but you can see I didn't push hard enough right there. Okay, but still not worth crying about because we could easily cover that up with maybe some seaweed or something like he's entangled in it. This one, I'll probably cut it out, flip it over, and then stamp on the back side. You know, so that it's not a waste of my paper. But super, super cute. Super cute. Okay, so that's what all of those little goodies look like. Whew, that just fresh, sticky stampums. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. And then I'm going to pull this guy out. And I'm going to do this one a little bit different. So I store my stamps on a sheet of paper with a piece of acetate tape to it. And I'm just going to store this just like this, which will be fabulous. So what I'm going to do is just do everybody all at once. And he will just be ready to go. Because I don't know when it will be again when I get more of this company. Hard to tell if they're sticking. Come on. Make sure this bee sticks. I may have to re-ink that. Okay, so I'm gonna turn that sideways. Gonna kind of line it up on the grid there. And now I'm gonna set this down on the grid line right there, and just lay that right on top. Hopefully I didn't just move that, but I probably did. That's okay. Taking a break from foiling. What? I'm so glad your machine is working for you. Yeah, Jen, that octopus, when I seen Nancy stamp him out, I was like, okay, he needs to come home. And so I saved some monies out of a few paychecks, and I dove in. I was like, yeah, I'm diving. The ship and a bunch of other stuff are still in my wish list. So when I save up again, this company, I definitely got to buy in big batches because I can't decide who I want. And there it is. Look at that. Is it? Oh my God, that bee. That bee is so stinking cute. And that is just a really nice font too. And this is great because I have other bee things. I have bee stamps like this. I have stencils like this. This is going to go with so much stuff. You have a big old flower that takes up a whole page. How fun to pop that guy. And you don't even have to use all of him. You can turn him and just use a section of him and then stamp these out on tissue paper or vellum. Ugh. So cute. Okay, but for tonight, let us make, I gotta use Oscar, I think. He's just too much. I'm gonna use Oscar and Raphael, and we're gonna put them in a little water scene. Oh, I might have to, I got some videos to make. That bee. I've got some ideas for this bee, but that's another day of preparedness. All right. So this time, I am going to pull out some, what do I want to use? Watercolor. Where are you? There you are. I was looking for blue and I don't know why. It's a nice piece of watercolor paper. Okay. Now, granted, my stamp is only so big, and I'm probably going to do, let's do a big card. Let's give them lots of room. I'm looking at my stash of cards, trying to decide what to do. Do we want, no. Maybe not. Maybe we want a slim. Oh, look at that. I think we're going to do slimline so we can get them in and they don't look so weird. And then we're going to use that little flower as some seaweed. We're going to stamp that in some greens and make some seaweed. Okay, so we're going to do slimline. All right. So, to get started, I was thinking some watercolors. And this is something a lot of you might have. you just need a little palette for mixing colors, but boop boop, we're pulling out the re-inkers. Sorry, I just dropped all my envelopes and I don't want to roll over them. Okay. So, oh, I have a little palette in there. Fabulous, because I don't need that many. That means I don't have to clean the big one. My little dollar store palette. So, we have deep blue. We have a medium blue. Tropical Tango. I'll tell you the names in just a second. Let me get some blues. And we're going in the C's, so maybe a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow, orange, because that'll be interesting, I think. We don't need any pinks. Triple berry, let's see. I'm trying to see, I thought I had another. Fake plant is a little dark. We might use that. Oh, there's traffic cone. Okay, traffic cone is more orange. It's very orange. So I'm going to put a couple of drops of that. Okay, get off there. Get a little bit of traffic cone, which is super dark orange. And then we're going to mix it with a touch of Over the Moon. Just to kind of dim it down a little bit. And then we'll reserve a little bit of Guppy. And then we have Overzealous, which is a kind of a medium green. And then we have some Later Gator, which is a dark green. A darker green. Because Fake Plant is really dark. And then Tropical Tango is like a bluish green mix. A couple of drops of that. And I want it more blue than green, so I'm going to add a little bit of the Remember Me, which is a lighter blue. Okay, and then we have Clear Skies, which is another nice light blue. And something's wrong with my tip. Hold on one moment, please, while I grab a napkin. Don't need. And Clear Skies, when it came, something happened in shipping and the lid came loose and it got it all gooky. So I had to redo the label. That's the only reason it looks like that. Okay. We're going to get our fancy little scissors. It's like the tip is, which is funny because I just, there we go. It's a little much, but we got it now. A little surgery there. We'll get it. Jean, yep, Jean posted that she finally got her mink up and running. That was fabulous to hear. And that is our dark blue. Okay, and then we just need to add some water because we want to make watercolors. Okay. Just a little bit of water. And I'm going to water my paper. Even though I only need a little bit, I have this beautiful piece of paper out. It is just your everyday watercolor paper. And it did buckle a little because, you know, everything does that with water. You could tape it down, which I think I should do that. Because I don't really want my colors running all over the place. So we'll just tape it down. Little bit of washi tape. This is used washi tape. Used up the blue stuff. Use up the green stuff. There we go. All right. And then I can see I missed a spot there. We're going to do a wet on wet technique, which just is your paper's wet and then you're going to bring in your water, which there's me not being very prepared. I knew I wanted to do water, but did I have it prepared? No. So I've just got a little cup of water there. And any kind of brush. I like these ones. I like these ones. You can put it, you know, anything you want. Swoosh. Okay, you want to do swooshing. You don't want to slam your bristles down. And if it's brand new, which I think this one is, see, it's very stiff. Okay, this one I've used before. It's got a little flex. Again, don't slam it in there. Just swirl it around. It's just got some chemicals that help them stay straight through shipping. So you just, and then do a little tappy tap. And look, nice and bent. Okay. So we're going to go with the dark blues. And just tap it in there. Let that pull in. I'm going to do that on my edges. Oh yeah, look at that. Just let that. And I'm just holding it in the back and just tappy tappy, tappy tappy. Let that just go in there. Get a little more water, because this is watercolor paper. It's not gonna dislike you if you use a lot. You can do it to share. Okay, and you'll see that this particular stuff is like splitting into different colors. And that's okay, because that's just how that particular color is made. In order to make dark blue, you got to add other colors to it. Hello, Stacy. There we go. Okay, so we have our dark blue. Now I'm going to just make sure the center is wet. And now I'm going to get my, I'm dipping right into the water, and I'm not squeegeeing it out. So it's picking up quite a bit of water. And then we're just going to tap in some of this light blue. Just let it do some happiness. And then we're going in for the next bluish green. And I got to mix that a little bit, because remember, I put two colors in there. Oh, that's so lovely. And we're going to pull in just a little bit of this, I think, just to see. Not a total fan of that. I knew it would make a brown, but that's not quite the brown I was looking for. Get some more green in there. Oh, it's not too terrible. Put some over there. Make it like rusty. Rusty water. Like maybe there's a big rusty ship back there and you can just barely make it out. Who knows? Get that all nice and gooey. Nice and gooey in there. And I'm thinking we need some more Midnight Snack, the darker blue, to help tone down some of that green. Oops. Spurts that up a little bit. Ooh, that's nice and dark. That part might go for something else. Because remember, we only need a section. And that's all right. All right. I'm liking that. but I think I want more of my lighter blue. I don't think that was it though. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, that's Midnight Snack. I want this Remember Me. That's what I want. A little bit of you. And we're going to dauber you right to the other side. Super easy. Nothing. Just planting some color in there. Ugh, so nice. I can see like this part here having some greenery in there. And it's gonna look good. Bob Ross and his Happy Trees, I loved watching him do that. And I tried a couple of times. That man had so much talent. All right. There we go. There we go. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Other thing too is you can set your brush in there with the intention that you're going to get it in a few minutes. You don't want to let it sit like that for hours. To clean it, just swirling it. I'm not smashing it on the bottom, okay? Just swirling and wiping in the direction of the bristles. Okay? When I pinch that, well, other than my dirty fingers, okay? You can check. That's a nice clean brush with all that ink we were just going through. You know, that's coming out pretty darn clean. My water's blue, and so that's what you're seeing is the water that's coming off the brush. Super, super nice. Okay, so let me tidy up a little bit and get these inks out of the way so we can make some card panels. Get these little guys in their little home. Okay. Now, if you're done with your project and you have leftovers, you can, I've never done with the re-inkers. I never really have anything left, but you could let them dry and see if they're reconstitute, or maybe they don't dry, and then you can use them. I did not know that he was a drill sergeant in the military. That is so funny. That's really surprising. I would never picture him being a drill sergeant, but I bet you he was really good at it. Okay, so you can let them dry, leave them off to the side, whatnot, or you can grab a piece of watercolor paper. Okay, I've got these little guys. Pull out a couple of these. I'm just gonna scooch this over. I'm gonna let it air dry a little bit because I got that sucker soggy. He's one soggy paper. Let that dry a moment. Okay, so you have leftovers. You're gonna do the same thing. Maybe you want to try different techniques. Grab some scrap and see. Okay, well, this is dry on dry. So be like, oh, I can do that with my brush. Okay, super light hand. You don't need a lot. too dry. Get some color in there. Okay, you can use up your colors right then and there. That's actually really interesting. That would be fun to do some flowers on. And you can try it, and if you don't like it, just let it dry and then go over it with something else. Or maybe you just like the edges and then you can just do the edges. That was interesting. Put on some ew. That's very interesting. Kind of rustic and so I've got another panel to play with. And my colors are mostly all used up. Ta-da! Swirly, swirly. Wipe the side of the cup. Use your towel, use your rag, go in the same direction, and it's done. I might use that for some die cuts. It's got some really interesting areas, like this. It just pulled some really interesting colors. I'll let that dry. And then you can, of course, clean your work area the same way I do all the others. You mist and pick it up. This one's going to be a little bit more pastel-y because we've got more water in the colors. But that could definitely be your first layer of something interesting. Okay, that's just the start. And I've pretty much used up all of the color on my table. And I've got a couple of panels left. Okay. Ta-da! So yeah, Stacy says you can set the little palette aside and they will dry, and then you can just add water like regular watercolor. Mist and wipe. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Okay, so now we're going to bring back our panel, our soaking wet panel, which isn't as soppy wet as it was before, but it's still pretty wet. So I'm going to hit it with the blow dryer. At this point, if you guys want to turn down your TVs or whatnot, I'm going to use my hair dryer. It's kind of loud. Ooh, okay. So it's a little damp in some areas. When you're drying your project, you saw me, I had my hand on it and I was kind of getting that air to flow under, and it pushes it down. Plus, while I'm moving my hand, I can still feel it's colder, and the cold areas are the wet areas. Yeah, that hairdryer is a loud one. But, so we have so many great areas. This area I'm seeing as a foliage. This area is where I'm seeing my turtle and stuff sitting in this area. I am going to let this set and dry. And what we're going to do is stamp and do raised. We're going to raise them up. Only because I know if I stamp them right now on that, it's not going to be pretty. So we are going to pull out Miss Misty, okay, which will be beautiful, okay. Peel that off. Make sure that's nice and in the corner. And then we're just going to grab some scrap paper. I made some card bases today, so I have lots of scrap paper. And this isn't even a card base. This is perfect. I'm going to get that right into the corner because I know that I'll probably have to stamp these a few times, especially with what I'm going to do. Put that right up there. Okay. We're going to do the turtle. Raphael. Make sure we don't want to waste a lot of paper. Put him in the corner. Put him in a corner so we can fussy cut him out. But what we're going to do is we're going to build him up in greens. Shades of green. Now, see, that's why we want to make sure everything is in the corner. Because if he sticks... And if you find that your, if it's sticking way too much, you can use a little bit of your embossing anti-static buddy, your embossing buddy, and put that on there, and it will help it not stick to that. Okay, so let's start with Rustic Wilderness, because that is a beautiful color. Now, I am just tapping. Tap, 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 tapping. Rustic Wilderness is down first. Rotate, rotate, rotate. No, I don't think olive. I think these ones. Then you're going to pick some more green colors. Okay? Just a little bit of different green colors. I've got Mowed Lawn, Cracked Pistachio, and Twisted Citron, okay, and the Rustic Wilderness. And see that? He's not perfectly stamped, and that's what we want. I'm going to give a little wipe. Oh. Ooh, hopefully Maureen has a good dinner. So I'm going to go with my next darkest color, and I'm going to put that right around his eyeball. Just kind of get that in there by his eye. So we started with that one. We went with that one just by his eye. And then we're going to go in with this lighter green one. Get that in there. And then we're going to go in with this one after I wipe that one off. The sticky stuff in my Misty is, I have the letterpress system. Well, I think it's, I don't know. It's the letterpress system from years ago, which is new to me because I just bought it a few months ago. And in order to hold the plates, they sent you with double-sided sticky stuff. And that's what's in mine. Okay, so he's looking kind of good. He's looking kind of scratchy, though. I want more color. I think I want more of this one. So we're going to put that one right where his shell meets his arm, because that's pretty shady. And then this flipper right there on the tip. wasn't getting very good. So then I can focus right there. Okay. There we go. He's looking good. And so, yeah, I've added my color to him this way. Okay. And it's so fabulous. All right. Now, we're going to, we have a little bit of this green, so I'm going to grab just a tab of that. And I'm going to fill in those white areas. This may not be the best green. And I'm not being perfect about it. Mix up that green a little. Change it up. I'm not tapping hard. I'm doing it very, very gentle because those colors underneath which I'll probably go in with the darker green to go over the top. That's a little too much blue in there. Just add a little bit of darkness in. Okay. And then a swishy swishy. And we're going to go back in with the darker green because I was a little too heavy-handed with my my painting. I should have double-checked my colors to make sure they weren't going to overpower. But that happens, especially when you're trying something new. Okay. But we go back in with that nice dark color, and it just brings that right out for him. Oops. Sorry, we have 8 o'clock alarm. The Masked Singer is on, or I don't know. My husband watches that sometimes. And then I can see I missed this little guy there. So the letterpress is a system. Ooh, it is We Are Memory Keepers. It's a die cutting system. Well, not die cutting, but it's a system. They have plates, which are basically embossing plates. They just don't have any borders, so you can maneuver the pieces around, and you adhere the pieces here. That's your double stick tape. You put your paper down here, you close it up, and you run it through your die cutting machine. The paper it uses is super thick. It is like luscious, thick paper. And so when it pushes into it, it pushes in deep. And it's really cool. And then you can put color on it and stuff. I dabbled with it when I first got it. And then it's been sitting ever since. But yeah, it's just something really cool that I need. It's on my videoing list of things to video. All right, so we got this little guy ready because I found it at Tuesday morning. I thought it was a new thing. I was like, oh, this is cool. What's this? And I was doing research because I bought some of the plates and whatnot. And lo and behold, it's an old thing and they don't make them anymore. But I was fortunate. We were in a Tuesday morning after I'd bought most of the parts. And my husband's like, hey, is this the piece you need? And that was the hinged thing. And I'm like, yes. Why did I move that? The hinged part I didn't have, but I made my own hinge with my Cuddlebug pieces and some stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put him, leave a little bit of cutting room so I can chop. So we're going to put him on here, and we are going to do him, I think some really fun reds and oranges. Okay, we're going to do him in reds and oranges. So I've got festive berries, abandoned coral, ripe persimmon, spice marmalade, and carved pumpkin. Just some reds and oranges. Okay. Oops, that obviously was not clean. That's all right. Should be fine though. Yep, that's his head. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the reds on his head, and then we're gonna go into oranges, kind of like I don't know what to call it, a fade, maybe, but we're gonna like layer them up, and you're gonna be super sticky, aren't you? Go into there, we're gonna go into there. Oh yeah, look at that. Ripe persimmon. So we're gonna take the ripe persimmon up and down and around. And I think I'm gonna, do I want the spice marmalade, or do I just want, oh yeah, we're going to do spice marmalade. I'm going to clean this though. And then what I'm going to do is do the carved pumpkin all over, I think. Get that in there. Do those two all over. Hey, Katie. Thanks for joining in. All right. And then we're going to go into everything we missed and go over the top with this carved pumpkin, just to kind of tie everybody together, because it is a lighter color. Hopefully it'll set on top and just let everybody else shine through. Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay, there's a couple of spots that I'm not too happy with. That is right under this area. Just tap in some more color. There we go. And then this little footsie right there. Oh, that's so much better. Look at him. Doesn't he look magnificent? And I'm wondering, nope, doesn't have a lot of, okay, that's all right. We are going to help him out a little bit. I think we're going to give him some eyeliner if I can find my white pen, because he's got some dots. We're going to just try and brighten them up a little. Make those stand out just a little bit more. That's better. I'm a little bit happier with that. Ugh. The double sticky stuff, even though I've used it a few times, it's still a little too sticky. That's okay. And then I just cover it with my little piece of acetate. My multi-purpose acetate. I have that down so that if I need to check alignment, I have that. It's always in there. Don't have to go hunt it down. Come here, buddy. I need you to go on your home. Okay. So check him out. And then we've got our little flowersy bits. And then we're just going to fussy cut them out real quick. Get that piece of paper out of my way. If you have a scan and cut, you can definitely plug these in to there and cut them easy. I honestly do not know if they have a die cut. I didn't look at that part of their website, just all their stamps. And again, Fairy Stamper. They have some really beautiful designs on their website. Not just their own brand, but like that bee. Ugh. Can't wait to do that bee. Now, this is really stark white, and I don't exactly want a bunch of stark white against all of my design, although he's going to pop out really good. I'm going to ink the edges with a little bit of blue, just to kind of dim it down a little bit. And around that goes. So he's all chopped out. Give him a little halo. He's a lot easier. You could easily cut right up to the edge on him and not leave any halo. But I do want them kind of matchy-matchy. So that's what we're going to do. Get him all chopped out. Oh, he's such a good looking turtle. He needs some shimmer. I might have to add some shimmer later. Okay, so then you get a ink blender for the blue. And grab a decent kind of blue. And just kind of tap it in. Okay, and after you get the edges done, you can go in with the tip right off your mat, what you've tapped off onto the mat with just the tip of your brush, and get in those finer detail areas. There we go. So now he's got this nice blue halo. And we don't have to be too careful about this guy because we've added a little bit of blue into him. So he's gonna take the color really nice. And there he is, all ready to go. Little bit of cleanup. Okay, grab our watercolor, and I can feel it's still really wet right there. But this is pretty dry right here. This is really dry right here. So we'll use this section right here. Okay, and the front of our card, slimline is what? 8 and... I always forget the measurements of it. 3.5 by 8.5. 3.5 by 8.5. So we're going to trim off a little bit off the edge, because I don't really want all that white. And then we're going to flip it back around so I can get that area. And we're going to go 3.5. Right? 3.5. Yep, 3.5. And then we're going to trim her down to 8.5. And 8.5. So I can trim off both sides. Just like so. 8.5. And now we have beautiful, beautiful paper that when it's done drying, I can do more of these. Okay, look at that. And that's going to fit right on there. Okay, nice and full. Then we've got our little turtle, and see how he stands out now? Because he doesn't blend into the background. And before we do those, we're going to add some foliage. We're going to add some of these. Okay, and I need to double check to make sure I'm going to like the colors. So I'm just going to check. Yeah, that might be good. I'm going to use crushed olive. Crushed olive. We're going to do crushed olive. Oh yeah, it's a good choice. And we're going to stamp them from the outside in, so I don't have to worry about anything. Go up like this, actually. Just gonna get that little guy there, and we're gonna get that guy there. Oh yeah, very nice, very nice. Okay, and then to add some depth, we're gonna go in with a little bit darker green, and we're gonna put them very close in proximity. So this one here, overlap that one. And then we're gonna get one right there. And right there. Good one right there. All right, so we've added some foliage, a light and a dark. Then we can put our little dudes in there. I lost my little red dude. And there's that one. And I think if we turn him just right, I won't have to snip anything off of him and he's ready to go. Check him out. All right. And that is that for that little card. Although, I'm not 100% digging. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of surgery because I need some pokey out areas. So I'm just going to come in here, pull out some areas. Just in the bigger areas. Come on, let go. This is when a die cut would come in really handy for somebody like him. I'll have to go back and see if they have one. It would definitely be worth it, I think. All right. Come on, let go. So I just have a cutting mat, an X-Acto knife, and just trying to get some of these bigger areas cleaned up. There we go. Yeah, I think that's better. Oh, yeah, that's much better. I'm happier with that. Okay, so there's that. I think it looks good. So we get our glue and just catch those corners, not that much. Don't need it oozing out. And the front of our card, line them up, pinch them together. That would be pretty just like that with a sentiment. Although it's being a stubborn little doodad. Probably because it's still a little damp. Okay. Get some pressure on there. Oh, there we go. That's better. Ooh, let's pop up. Let's pop these guys up. They don't need to sit flat on there. They're swimming around. Maybe we do half of him popped up and then half of him glued down. Okay. Almost forgot one. So then we're going to glue this half down. That's always fun to do a pop up and a glue down. So okay, what's going on there? stick there. There we go. He would be cute on a little action wobbler. I gotta get some new ones. The ones I bought, they were a good deal because they are like 2 inches tall. I'm not putting a 2-inch action wobbler on my stuff. All right. So we have our one done card. Oops. Get in there. Looky hams. Little buddies floating around. And then again, we'll have more background. And this here, you could totally stamp on in black or a deep purple and then do embossing over the top. Oh, that's going to be really pretty. Something super dark that'll go over the top of this. I actually might do that. And then do some more leaves in the green area. It'd be fun to stamp him and emboss him too to get him a little shiny. But yeah, you could go in with some Nouveau drops or something on the little doodad. Put a little Nouveau drops for some bubbles. And I know you're supposed to be straight up and down. I'm doing it wrong. Here we go. Here we go. Just some little bubbles. A little extra blingy bling. Thank you, Jen. Hello, Pansy. But yeah, you can definitely, that was super easy. Wet the paper, wet on wet. You wet the paper, you get your brush wet, and you add onto it. When you do that, remember, we basically put one color here, but we've got blues and purples because alcohol inks, distressors, ink refills, all of those, in order to get this color, they're using all sorts of colors to make one color. So you're always going to get some very fun stuff going on when you just let it wick out and do some happy stuff. Oh, don't put anything on there. But, and this happens. So if you get this card out there in the mail, please know that I put them on upside down sometimes too. You guys didn't save me. You didn't warn me. I was putting it on upside down. So yeah, my card's going to open the wrong way. It's still really cute though, right? All right, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful day and you do some crafty and laugh when you make a mistake like that. It's not a big deal. Fill it out, send it to somebody, and when they're like, that's kind of backwards, and you're like, yay, you win. But, you know, just because I put it on backwards, yeah, I won't sell it at my Etsy shop, but I have a lot of people I know that would probably love this card and get a kick out of it being backwards or upside down. Yeah, however you want to look at it. We will see you next time. It's a lefty card. See, there you go. All right, everyone. We will see you next time. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe because you never know. I might do a surprise live like I did today. And in order to get a notification, you need to subscribe and hit that bell. And we will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.